Artists, storytellers, beatmakers, this is the latest news from the music production world. I've got some crazy new gear to share with you today. 2 of them are right here in the studio, and a new leaked synth. Let's get to the news. Lewitt just released a new microphone called Ray, and I'm using it today for this entire video. And this is crazy gear number 1. So this mic has something unique going on, something that I don't think I've ever seen in any other microphone. They're calling it Aura, and it's designed to adjust the mic's volume and tone depending on how far away you are from it. Let's see if it works. I'm going to move around a bit while I talk. Can you hear any difference? Does my voice sound the same even as I move further away or closer to the mic? Aura technology is supposed to keep things consistent, but I'm curious what you think. Most mics change volume and tone when you move around. Get too close and it may even distort. Too far and it's faint. This is supposed to compensate for that. So how does Aura work? Well, there's a sensor in the front of the mic that detects how far away you are. Then it automatically adjusts the gain and tone to keep everything consistent. Now, it doesn't use facial recognition or anything like that. It just senses any object, not just faces. There's another cool feature too, auto mute. If I step back a little, the mic mutes itself. This is nice if you're doing a podcast and need to say something off the record or take a quick break without interrupting your recording. This is a simple idea, but could really be useful, except if you're not paying attention to the indicator and end up too far back unintentionally. You might be muted for a while. You can adjust the mute distance, of course. As for the microphone itself, it's a condenser XLR mic with a cardioid pattern, so it's good for isolating sound from the front and reducing noise from the sides. It has a 123 decibel dynamic range and covers a frequency range of 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Lewitt generally makes solid mics, and the Ray is priced at $349, which isn't bad considering what it comes with. That Aura technology, auto mute, a pop filter, and a shock mount as well. So there you have it. I'm going to use this mic for the rest of this video to see how it holds up. Okay, I've got 2 more crazy new gadgets to share. Stay tuned. All right, it's time for question of the week. What's your secret weapon for vocal processing? Are you all about that lush reverb, or do you prefer a classic delay? Maybe you've got a unique trick up your sleeve that gives your vocals a pro sound. Leave your go-to vocal effect in the comments below. Let's share some tips. Could be useful for all of us. Elektron has just dropped the Digitakt II, an upgrade to their popular drum machine and sampler. The original Digitakt, which debuted in 2017, combined drum sequencing, sampling, and sound design. It's really suited to electronic music producers and performers who prefer working with samples and intricate sequencing. One of the most significant changes with the new version is more tracks. The original had 8 tracks, but the Digitakt II has double that, giving you 16 tracks, all of which can be used for MIDI or audio. And the Digitakt II supports stereo samples now, opening up a whole new world. The storage has also been boosted. The original had a crazy low 1 GB of onboard storage. The Digitakt II comes with 20 GB of internal storage, so load it up with all the samples you need without constantly worrying about space. They've also added a variety of new machines to play with. These are sound engines that can generate or process sounds in different ways. For instance, the one-shot machine just straight plays samples, while the stretch and repitch machine lets you manipulate time and pitches independently. You also get some powerful new filters like the multi-mode filter that morphs from low pass to high pass, allowing you to reshape your sounds. The sequencing capabilities are also more advanced. Digitakt II introduces Euclidean sequencing, which is great for creating complex polyrhythms. It still has the classic Elektron features like parameter locks and micro timing controls, but now with more LFOs and trig modes for deeper modulation and evolving sequences. If you are into live performance, this makes building dynamic sets a lot easier. Overall, the Digitakt II is a pretty decent upgrade over the original. If you're into drum machines and samplers, this new release might be worth a look. All right, ready for crazy gear number 2. IK Multimedia just dropped a new pedal called the ToneX AI. It's small, affordable, and it's packed with AI technology that models guitar amps, cabs, and effects. This little gadget might be a game changer for those of you who love tweaking your sounds. The ToneX is super compact. It's small enough to fit in your pocket, but get this, you can store 20 presets from the more than 25,000 from the ToneX library. Having that sort of capability in a small and relatively cheap pedal is huge. Also on the pedal, you've got a large volume or gain dial, and there are 3 smaller dials for adjusting the noise gate, compression, and reverb. It also has a TRS output, so you can use it with stereo, dual mono, or even headphones. Now, given the size, there are a couple things you might want to consider. First off, there's no display screen on the ToneX AI. If you're playing in a dark space or need to make some quick adjustments, this could get a little tricky. Compare that to the Line 6 HX Stomp and the Headrush MX5. Both have screens that make navigating settings a lot easier, but those are more expensive for sure. Overall, the ToneX AI has a lot to offer for $178. It's portable, it's pretty affordable, and you get a lot of sounds in a small package. But whether it's the right pedal for you, well, that depends on what you need in your setup. But if you've been wanting to explore AI modeling, I think this is the cheapest way to get into it right now. So what do you think? Does the ToneX AI sound like something you'd add to your pedal board, or do you have your eye on something else? Let us know in the comments. All right, I've got a super cool unboxing coming up next and a leak, but let me share a few deals first. This first one's big. FabFilter plugins are 30% off right now in celebration of their 20th anniversary. And that's an excellent deal because it's even better than their Black Friday deal last year. If you're new to FabFilter, I highly recommend their Pro Q EQ plugin or their Timeless Delay plugin. Outstanding stuff. Next up, Soundtoys must-have plugins. They're all on sale. They're having their spring sale right now, and pretty much everything is super cheap. Link is below. Last, Native Instruments is having a sale on their Play series plugins. These are all their popular stuff, including 40's very own keys and drums, Cloud Supply, Lo-Fi Glow, hybrid keys, lots of stuff. And the deal is this: choose any 3 for $59, and keep in mind that they're usually $49 each. Link to this deal and everything in this video is below. All right, I've got to unbox this thing and try it out. And I just realized since I'm unboxing this, I'm gonna have to put away this microphone, but I'm gonna use the overhead mic for this segment, and we'll get back to that later. This is crazy gear number 3. So I got this from Cadence, a music store in Bangalore, India, when I was there a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if they have locations in other cities. Check it out. Cadence gave me this keyboard that they really want me to check out. It's the V board, but it folds. So it's a controller that folds. Now, this is not a brand new device, but I've never seen it here in the US, and I think it's only available in Asia. If you're in Asia, let me know which country you're in the comments below. Super compact. In the box, just a cable. This is the V-Board 25 by MIDI Plus. All right, let's open it up. It seems to be magnetic. There it is. The folding keyboard. What is this? Oh, look, there's a kickstand back here. Check it out. So you open this up, and now you have it at this angle. Pretty cool. I kind of like this form factor. I'm going to turn it flat just so you can see it from the camera above me. Oh, they got a bunch of stuff in the back too. Let's check that out. Pitch out, gate out, mod out, MIDI out, sustain, and there's a power button here too. There it is, flat. It's doing something. Oh, it's charging. By the way, there's a battery in this, and it's Bluetooth capable too. All right, it works right away, and the knobs are working too, with pigments at least. You'll see this is adjusting the filter resonance here. And this is doing something else. I'm not sure what this is. All right, so from left to right, we've got octave up and down. We've got pitch and mod. Then you've got transpose. So it's got octave up and down and transpose. We've got chord and arps here too. Let's try that. Okay, so you've got some scale options here. So I can change the scale while I'm on the ARP. So these are marked by country, which is really interesting. So you can turn the scale off, or you can choose 2 from China, 2 from Japan. Then there's a blues all of a sudden. Bebop, whole note, Egypt, Dorian, Middle East. Let's choose Egypt. That is kind of cool. Japan. So it mutes the notes that are not in that scale. All right, it's controlling pigments a little bit. Is it controlling the transport? No, not yet. Velocity sensitive drums on here, which is nice. They actually feel decent. I'm not sure if I like these keys. They are a nice size, so they're quite big, but they're very shallow, so there's not much travel with these keys. Okay, but I do really like this angle that they give you. This might be useful. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have some uses for this angle. I can't get the transport controls to work. I'm not sure if I just need to set up Ableton, but it looks like there are ways to modify the channels and MIDI CCs and everything, so you can probably do a lot with this. I want to see how it works with Bluetooth as well. There you go. So it's not connected by USB anymore. It's just using the internal battery. Yes, it sees it. There you go. It took me about 2 seconds to do that. And now, completely wireless, it works. And there's no latency. All right, my favorite part has to be this angle that you can get with these controls. Now, it's not as great to finger drum. Actually, that's not bad either. It is nice to have the ability to do this and see everything here. It's a tiny screen that shows you the values of the knobs. Okay, the V-board by MIDI Plus sells for 11,400 Indian rupees, which is about $130 US. But remember, I don't see this available in the US or anywhere but Asia right now. But if you're interested, I'm going to put a link to it below. You can read all about it. And thanks to the Cadence Music Store in Bangalore for sharing this instrument with me. Check it out. We can close it up. And now it's nice and compact, and there you go, you're taking your MIDI controller with you. Hey, before I jump into our next segment, let's take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, DistroKid. It's like a magic portal for musicians. You upload your tracks and boom, you're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music. It's like waking up one day and finding out you're suddenly famous. Well, okay, maybe not paparazzi famous, but still a great way to share your music with the world. What's even cooler is that DistroKid does the hard work of collecting earnings for you when anyone plays or buys your music. So while you're busy writing the next song, DistroKid is making sure you're getting paid. One less thing to worry about. And if you're on the fence about DistroKid, just know that it's really, really easy. No technical stuff, no complicated processes. Just upload your music and they do the hard stuff. And if you still have any questions, I've got 2 detailed videos on DistroKid that explain how it works and how you get paid and much more. You can watch them right here. And if you're ready to sign up, I've got a nice deal for you. Use the link below for a 7% discount on your first year of membership. Okay, 2 more stories before we get to the Freebie plugin. Check it out. Rhodes has introduced another limited edition Rhodes Mark 8. It's the Earth Edition. It has a forest green top, wood grain legs, and custom inlays and side panels. Super cool and, of course, expensive. And in other redesign news, Arturia has released a new version of their Mini Freak, the Mini Freak Stellar. It's a cosmetic redesign, and I like it, but I think I prefer the Mini Freak Stellar. I think that one looks a little cooler. What do you think? Okay, here's that leak. It looks like there's a new Oberheim coming our way, and this one's going to be affordable. The TO5 was leaked on a European online store earlier this week, and then most stories just disappeared off the internet. Of course, I grabbed a couple shots before they did. The TO5 looks like it's going to be an Oberheim voice synth built on the exact same body as the Take 5 by Sequential. It looks so close to the Take 5. We expect it to be a 5-voice polyphonic analog synth, hopefully with all the glory of the Oberheim sound. All right, how about a freebie this week? This one is a full synth, so you're not waiting on that Oberheim. And it's unique. This hardware synth was used by Remy Shand, the Canadian soul artist that I absolutely love. You'll see it in his music video, Take a Message. It's a realistic concert mate MG1. It was sold in Radio Shack, but made by Moog. And you can have this cool synth for free from Cherry Audio. Link is below. I rarely name a plugin a must try. And if you want to see the first one I named this year, check out my video right here. You can listen to what it does and download a free demo as well. Don't miss that video and keep making the music you love. I'll see you soon.